Okay, what do we have here? We have a nice little UI kit for healthcare. I also like how they added their other products here. You know, where to go, get some support, give them some feedback. Also like a nice thank you, right? Now let's see the actual kit, which is Iris for some reason in Figma. And I guess they're using some external components. Bunch of icon. Okay, I already have a bad feeling when they have to do this kind of customization with colors and shit. It's not a good sign that they know what they're doing. But I've been wrong before. Not a big fan of the colors, and if you've watched my other videos, I may have like bitched about colors, and then I realized like YouTube actually compresses the shit out of them, and it's not as obvious. So, but anyway, trust me. Cool. Let's jump right into it. I always feel like people are putting way too little effort into like login screens. They just splash like the logo, but there's no actual stuff. Not the biggest fan of this kind of illustration. It's like notiony. I don't know. It just feels like, a work in progress, like a wireframe kind of stuff. But I guess, you want to replace them with your own branding anyway. Some little contest issues. I don't know why this is green. The typography is a bit off. For the millionth time, I'm just gonna do this once. For some reason, they don't have styles and stuff, but I'm just gonna do it once. Let me see if I can select some layers of text, just so you can see the actual difference. Guys, it's really simple. You don't have to do it manually. You don't have to calculate it. You just go to the plugins. There's one for San Francisco. This is for Inter. You just run it and it magically fixes your interspacing. And I don't know, because of the compression, if you can notice it or not, but trust me, it is there. You can see the difference. And it really makes the design look much better. Anyway, with that out of the way, yeah, it feels a little bit unpolished. Not sure about this fully, perfect grays and stuff. Usually it's not recommended. If you can see like the contrast between like the Apple keyboard, which is grayish, but it has like this nice blue hue. So I think that works better with the green. Again, if you just copy that, you can already see like a huge improvement. Anyway, this doesn't really look like super polished. Also, I'm a bit confused why this is centered and could use a bit more spacing, for example, just to make it look a bit more fancier. Again, you can see like this just feels a bit off. It has like a curve, right, with the white space and stuff. Yeah. Again, it's not a bad UI kit, but I feel like the details are kind of killing it. Good part is that you have some symbols, so technically you can fix it pretty easy, and I see some auto layout as well. So just play a little bit with the spacing. Like you can see here, it's just like perfect, but imperfect. Because if you go into the actual details and you do this, right, as you should do, of course it's fixed. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, again, preference, but add a bit more spacing and be more careful with the details, because with so many inputs and stuff, it kind of kills the UI. Uh, uh, yeah, you can see like this is a bit more of a more junior design work, because like the logos, they have different sizes visually. So it's the classic mistake that many designers do. Like mathematically, it's perfect, but visually you have to correct it. So it's something that you get the more you practice. Same kind of with colors, contrast. It's not the best again. It's not bad, but also it's not great. So you could play with more, like, to make it a bit nicer here. And it really bugs me, like the padding here. You see, mathematically it's correct, but something feels off. And anyway, different style of illustration. Not a bad start, but I also feel it might be a bit more work than it's worth again. The spacing is a real issue. I don't know why you're cramping, all this stuff. And is this like a pharmacy or do I again for a UI kit I think it's good to have the option, but if it's like healthcare, I was more expecting that I'm talking to a doctor or something, not that I'm browsing like a shop. So yeah, overall it's not bad. You just need to work on consistencies. Like these buttons here look different. This doesn't look like button, looks like a label uh, for the calendar there. Some good stuff around the nav bar. It has good contrast. Here, like these grays are way too strong. Like you need to dial it down a little bit. So yeah, overall, again, I feel it is kind of the same. Not bad, but I would have to do too much work to actually be able to use it. So maybe some information, maybe some inspiration, but if I were to buy it, I would not buy it. Sorry.